Welcome to Cryptid Files. I'm your host, Paige Carter. The moon hung low over the dense, nearly impenetrable forest of the Amazon, casting long shadows that seemed to play tricks on the mind. A silence hung in the air, the kind of silence that felt heavy, laden with an energy that couldn't be seen, but was palpable nonetheless. It was an atmosphere that made the skin prickle with anticipation, the heart pound just that little bit quicker. In the distance, there was a rustling. Something small, perhaps, but enough to disturb the underbrush, to send a small creature scurrying away in fright. The rustling grew louder, insistent, purposeful, until it was impossible to ignore. The forest was alive with a presence that was as elusive as it was intriguing. It was in this setting that the legend of the Duende, Latin America's mysterious little people, took root. These diminutive, elusive beings that are said to inhabit the forests, the mountains, the hidden corners of the world, where reality and the supernatural coexist. The Duende are not just figures of the imagination, but entities steeped in cultural significance, tied to the very fabric of Latin American folklore and tradition. The origins of the Duende are as varied as the cultures that believe in them. In some tales, they are solitary forest dwellers, mischievous but generally harmless. In others, they are malevolent entities, their diminutive stature belying their powerful, often dangerous abilities. But one thing remains consistent across all accounts: their mysterious nature, their ability to exist just beyond the edge of human comprehension. These tales, passed down through generations, serve not only as cautionary fables, but also as a testament to the deep-rooted belief in the supernatural. They speak of a world that is more than what it appears, a world that holds secrets, that is filled with beings beyond our understanding. In the heart of the Amazon, where the forest seems to hold its breath, where the moon casts long, eerie shadows, where the rustling in the underbrush might just be a small, elusive creature watching from the shadows, the legend of the Duende lives on. It is woven into the fabric of the landscape, a part of the pulse of Latin America, a reminder of the mysteries that exist just beyond our reach. The Duende are the embodiment of the unknown, the unseen, the unexplained. And as the night deepens and the moon continues its arc across the sky, the forest whispers its secrets, secrets that speak of the Duende, Latin America's mysterious little people. Tracing the roots of the Duende legend takes us back to Spain, the birthplace of the term Duende. Originally, it was associated with a spirit or goblin-like entity in Spanish folklore. These entities were known to dwell in houses, causing mischief, and sometimes even bringing misfortune to the inhabitants. The concept journeyed across the Atlantic with Spanish colonizers, where it evolved and adapted to the new cultural context of Latin America. In Latin America, the Duende became more deeply tied to the natural world, often inhabiting forests, mountains, and other remote places. This shift likely reflected the indigenous people's strong spiritual connection to the environment, which was then incorporated into the evolving narrative of the Duende. In Mexico, for instance, the Duende, also known as chaneques or aluxes in some regions, are believed to be guardians of the forest. They are said to punish those who disrespect nature and reward those who show it due reverence. The first records of such beliefs date back to pre-Hispanic times, as suggested by the codices of the indigenous cultures. In Guatemala, the Duende are often referred to as tzizimite. They are known to wear traditional Mayan attire and are associated with specific geographical locations, particularly mountains and forests. Folk tales of the tzizimite have been passed down through generations, reinforcing the belief in these cryptids among local communities. As the legend of the Duende moved through different regions, each culture added its unique elements, resulting in a rich tapestry of tales. The Duende transformed from a homebound mischief maker to a forest-dwelling entity, a guardian of nature, a punisher of wrongdoers, and a mysterious being whose motives and actions continue to elude human understanding. This evolution of the duende reflects not only the shifting cultural contexts, but also the deep-rooted belief in the supernatural among the indigenous peoples of Latin America. The duende have become more than just figures of folklore, becoming deeply intertwined with the identity of the regions where these stories thrive. Through oral tradition, these tales of the duende have endured, passed down from generation to generation, shaping and being shaped by the cultures that tell them. This enduring belief and the continued sharing of these tales underscore the significance of the duende in Latin America's cultural and spiritual landscape. The duende remain a symbol of the unknown, a testament to the mysteries that continue to exist just beyond the reach of human understanding. Several eyewitness accounts and local legends offer a fascinating glimpse into how different regions perceive the duende. In Belize, for instance, the duende is typically depicted as a small, childlike figure with a sombrero. Local lore tells of a man who encountered a duende while chopping wood in the forest. The creature approached him, requesting the man to stop as he was causing harm to the trees. The man laughed it off, only to fall ill the next day, a consequence, many believe, of the duende's displeasure. In Puerto Rico, the duende are known as los duendes, and they're believed to be more malevolent than their Central American counterparts. Witnesses describe them as tiny beings with greenish skin and pointed ears, often associated with misfortune and illness. One account tells of a woman who, upon returning home late one night, found her kitchen in disarray. The culprit, she claimed, was a duende that had been angered by her late return and had wreaked havoc in her absence. Yet a different description comes from Argentina, where the duende is often portrayed as a handsome, charming man who lures young women with his enchanting flute music. Stories tell of young women who have been mesmerized by a mysterious stranger's music, only to vanish without a trace. Locals believe that these women were ensnared by the duende, taken to his hidden realm, never to return. The duende are not merely whispered about in hushed tones, but have a tangible impact on the community. In some areas, warnings are given to children to behave or risk attracting the attention of the duende. In other regions, offerings are made to these creatures to appease them or seek their protection. In Nicaragua, for instance, farmers often leave portions of their harvest at the edge of their fields as an offering to the duende. They believe that by doing so, the duende will protect their crops from harm and ensure a bountiful harvest. These accounts show the duende's far-reaching impact on the communities that believe in them. These creatures, as varied and diverse as the cultures they come from, serve as a reminder of the complex relationship between humans and the supernatural, between the known and the unknown. They underline the importance of respecting the unseen forces of nature and of acknowledging the mysteries that remain unexplained, existing just beyond the realm of human comprehension. Despite the duende's elusive nature, there is a fascinating range of physical evidence and investigations related to these enigmatic beings. Numerous individuals claim to have captured photographic evidence of these elusive entities. In Mexico, a picture taken in 2007 appears to show a small, gnome-like figure with a pointed hat peeking out from behind a tree. In Argentina, a video from 2011 shows what seems to be a small, humanoid creature crossing a road at night. Footprints are another form of evidence often associated with the duende. In Colombia, farmers have reportedly found tiny, human-like footprints in their fields, often following a night of unexplained disturbances or crop damage. These prints are said to be no more than a few inches long, with the distinct shape of a human foot, complete with tiny toes. In Costa Rica, a farmer claimed to have discovered a small, mummified body in his field. Believing it to be the remains of a duende, he preserved it and allowed researchers to examine it. The body was indeed tiny and humanoid, but its origin remained inconclusive. Critics suggested it might be a hoax or a misidentified animal remains, but proponents of the duende theory maintain that the body's human-like features are too distinct to dismiss. Audio evidence also plays a part in the Duende lore. Recordings of strange, flute-like music emanating from deep within forests are believed by some to be the alluring melodies of the Duende, used to enchant their victims. These eerie melodies, often heard at dusk, have been captured in remote areas of Argentina and Chile. Several researchers and cryptozoologists have taken an interest in these claims. Among them is Dr. Abelardo Flores, a Mexican anthropologist who has dedicated over 2 decades to studying the Duende phenomenon. Flores has collected numerous testimonies, artifacts, and purported physical evidence of the Duende, adding credibility to the existence of these creatures in Latin American culture. Flores's work is complemented by that of cryptozoologist Juan Martinez, who has conducted extensive field studies in Puerto Rico and other parts of Latin America. Martinez has documented several accounts of Duende encounters, along with physical evidence like footprints and hair samples. Despite skeptics dismissing these claims, Martinez insists on the potential existence of these elusive creatures, arguing that the widespread belief and numerous sightings across different cultures cannot be merely coincidental. While conclusive proof of the Duende's existence remains elusive, the wealth of anecdotal evidence, cultural beliefs, and alleged physical proof continues to intrigue researchers. The mystery of the Duende persists, a captivating blend of folklore, witness accounts, and unexplained phenomena, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. Among those who maintain a more skeptical approach to these fascinating tales of the Duende are scientists and rationalists who argue that the presence of these entities can be explained through misidentifications, hoaxes, or psychological phenomena. One prevalent theory is that accounts of the Duende could be attributed to misidentifications of local fauna. There are several small, humanoid creatures in Latin America that could be mistaken for a duende, especially when viewed under poor lighting conditions or from a distance. Certain species of monkeys, for example, when glimpsed in the forest at dusk, could potentially be mistaken for a small, humanoid figure. Another explanation offered by skeptics is the possibility of hoaxes. The desire for fame, notoriety, or financial gain could motivate individuals to create elaborate deceptions. The mummified body discovered in the field, while intriguing, has yet to be conclusively proven as a duende. Critics argue that it could be a cleverly constructed artifact, or even the remains of a primate, skillfully altered to resemble a tiny human figure. There's also the psychological explanation, suggesting that duende sightings could be the result of something called pareidolia, a phenomenon where the mind perceives a familiar pattern where none actually exists. This could explain why some individuals see a small, humanoid figure in the shadows of the forest, when in reality they're observing a combination of natural elements like tree trunks, branches, and foliage. Lastly, the cultural impact of the duende cannot be ignored. Stories of these mysterious little people have been passed down through generations, becoming deeply ingrained in Latin American folklore. It's possible that the power of these narratives, combined with the human propensity for fear of the unknown, has contributed to the prevalence of duende sightings. Despite these rational perspectives, they do not entirely dismiss the possibility of the duende's existence. The mysterious flute-like music emanating from the heart of the forests, the consistent physical descriptions across separate sightings, and the sincere conviction of those who claim to have encountered these beings continue to leave room for speculation. Even within the realm of scientific skepticism, there exists a fascination with the unexplained. The duende, with its place firmly rooted in folklore and cultural belief, continues to captivate, inviting further exploration into the mysteries of the unknown. The duende's tantalizing allure extends beyond the realm of folklore and into the more formal spheres of media, government, and official investigations. The mysterious little people of Latin America have sparked curiosity, drawing the attention of authorities, journalists, and researchers alike. The media, with its tendency to sensationalize, has played a significant role in amplifying the duende narrative. Numerous articles, reports, and documentaries have been produced, exploring the myth, the sightings, and the unexplained phenomena associated with these beings. In some cases, the coverage has been alarmist, stoking fear and anxiety with talk of abductions and curses. In others, it has been more balanced, maintaining a sense of mystery while probing the boundaries of fact and fiction. Government responses to the Duende phenomenon have varied widely. In some areas, local authorities have taken reports of sightings seriously, launching investigations into the mysterious occurrences. There have been instances where entire communities have been gripped by fear following a spate of sightings, prompting officials to step in and attempt to quell the panic. In contrast, there have also been allegations of cover-ups and secrecy. Some claim that government agencies have classified documents relating to the Duende, concealing evidence from the public. These accusations, although unconfirmed, fuel speculation and add another layer of intrigue to the already enigmatic figure of the Duende. And then there are the official investigations. Researchers armed with scientific tools and methods have ventured into the regions where the Duende is said to reside, hoping to uncover concrete evidence of their existence. These efforts have, so far, yielded inconclusive results, but the lack of definitive proof has not deterred those who are captivated by the mystery. From the perspective of the authorities and researchers, the Duende phenomenon is complex. It straddles the line between reality and myth, intertwining cultural beliefs, psychology, and the natural world in an intricate dance. The tales of these mysterious entities, passed down through generations, have seeped into the collective consciousness, shaping perceptions and responses. Yet, despite the rational explanations, the skepticism, and the inconclusive investigations, the Duende continues to fascinate. The allure of the unknown, the hint of the supernatural, and the possibility of a hidden world within our own keep the enchantment alive. The Duende, in all its elusive charm, remains an enduring symbol of the mysteries that lie just beyond our understanding, waiting to be discovered. The Duende, however, is not an isolated figure. Across the globe, there are uncanny parallels between the Duende and other cryptids, or mythical creatures, that haunt the folklore of different cultures. In Ireland, for instance, the leprechaun shares similar characteristics with the Duende. Both are small, elusive creatures, known for their mischievous behavior. Interestingly, both are also associated with wealth. Leprechauns with their pots of gold, and Duendes with their rumored ability to bestow fortune on those they favor. The Native American folklore also has its equivalent of the Duende in the form of the Pukwudgie, a small, magical being purported to live in the forests of the northeastern United States. Like the Duende, Pukwudgies are described as tricksters with the ability to appear and disappear at will. In Scandinavian lore, the Tomte or Nisse is another creature that bears a strong resemblance to the Duende. These small, gnome-like beings are believed to live in the homestead and protect the household from harm. They demand respect and can become troublesome if offended, an attribute that echoes the dual nature of the Duende. Exploring these parallels, it becomes apparent that the concept of a small, often mischievous magical creature is a recurring theme in human storytelling. This universality prompts us to question whether these mythic beings are merely figments of the imagination, or if they might have roots in a shared human experience, perhaps a collective memory from our distant past. Theories have been proposed that these stories could be remnants of ancient, pre-human interactions with smaller hominid species, such as the Homo floresiensis, a diminutive species of human who lived in Indonesia. Could these tales be a way of preserving ancient memories of cohabitation with such beings? Or perhaps these myths serve a different purpose, acting as moral compasses or cautionary tales. The ambiguity of the Duende's nature, benevolent or malevolent, depending on its treatment, could be seen as a reflection of our own actions and their consequences. Regardless of their origins, what is clear is that the Duende and its counterparts around the world continue to hold a powerful sway over our collective imagination. They embody a sense of mystery and wonder, a reminder of the hidden realms that exist parallel to our own. Their stories serve as a bridge between the everyday reality and the vast, unexplored universe of the unknown. In the digital age, the hunt for the Duende has been reshaped by technology. Sightings of these elusive creatures, once confined to whispers and folklore, have found a wider audience through social media platforms, viral videos, and digital imagery. From grainy footage captured on cell phones to high-resolution images taken by drones, the modern world has provided new tools to document and investigate these elusive beings. In recent years, there have been numerous reports of Duende encounters, particularly in Latin America. One of the most widely circulated videos was captured in Argentina in 2008. A group of teenagers playing football late at night claimed to have seen a small being wearing a wide-brimmed hat, a characteristic often attributed to the Duende. The figure, appearing to move sideways in the dimly lit street, caused a stir in the local community and beyond, as the video quickly went viral. In 2014, in the province of Santiago del Estero, a family reported a series of encounters with a duende in their home. They described the creature as a small, goblin-like entity that caused disturbances at night. Their claims were backed up by a video that purportedly showed the creature. The footage, which was shared widely on social media, added fuel to the ongoing debate about the existence of these mythical beings. While skeptics argue that these videos are likely hoaxes or misinterpretations of natural phenomena, others see them as compelling evidence of a hidden world that coexists with our own. The advent of drone technology has opened up new possibilities for capturing evidence of the Duende and other cryptids. Drones allow for exploration of remote and inaccessible areas, capturing high-definition footage that can be analyzed in detail. Trail cameras, often used in wildlife research, have also played a role in the search for the Duende. These motion-activated cameras can capture images in complete darkness, making them ideal for documenting nocturnal creatures. In regions where Duende sightings are common, these cameras have been strategically placed in hopes of capturing evidence of their presence. With the proliferation of digital media and advanced technology, the hunt for the Duende has entered a new era. And while definitive proof remains elusive, the abundance of eyewitness accounts, videos, and images continue to fuel the intrigue. The Duende, once a figure confined to oral tradition and folklore, has found a place in the digital landscape, its mystery undiminished by the glare of technology's scrutiny. These developments remind us that, in a world where science and technology dominate, there are still corners of our reality that remain tantalizingly out of reach, shrouded in mystery and ripe for exploration. The enduring fascination with the Duende speaks to something profound in our collective human psyche. These tales of small, elusive beings haunt our imagination and tap into deep-seated desires and fears. We are drawn to stories of the unknown, the mysterious, the inexplicable. Cryptid tales, such as those of the Duende, provide a rich source of these narratives. They represent the archetypical other, entities that live on the fringes of our reality, eluding our understanding, yet always present, always watching. In Jungian psychology, the shadow represents the unconscious aspects of the personality which the conscious ego does not identify with. Often, these repressed aspects are negative, encompassing the primal instincts, irrational desires, and fears that society deems unacceptable. In the figure of the Duende, we can see a representation of this shadow. They embody the unpredictable, the chaotic, and the uncanny, the parts of ourselves that we find difficult to acknowledge. The Duende also serve as a symbol of cultural identity and heritage. The stories passed down from generation to generation represent a link to the past, preserving the collective memory and shared experiences of a community. In a rapidly changing world, these tales provide a sense of continuity and connection, a reminder of a shared history that binds a community together. In addition, the Duende reflect a deep-seated human fear of the natural world and its hidden dangers. They are often portrayed as inhabitants of dense forests, shadowy caves, or remote mountains, places where humans feel most vulnerable and exposed. The Duende, with their uncanny abilities and unpredictable nature, embody the primal fear of the unknown that lurks in these wild, untamed spaces. The stories of the Duende also highlight the human propensity for curiosity and exploration. The quest to uncover the truth about these elusive beings stirs our innate desire to understand our world and its mysteries. The persistent search for evidence of the Duende, despite the skepticism and ridicule it often incurs, is a testament to our relentless pursuit of knowledge and understanding, even in the face of the unknowable. The tales of the Duende, like all cryptid stories, serve as a mirror for our collective human psyche, reflecting our deepest fears, desires, and aspirations. They remind us that, despite our advances in science and technology, there are still mysteries that elude our understanding, hidden realms that exist just beyond the edges of our perception. In this sense, the Duende embody the ever-present tension between the known and the unknown, the seen and the unseen, the rational and the irrational. They are a symbol of the enduring human fascination with the mysterious and the unexplainable, a testament to our enduring thirst for knowledge and our relentless quest to understand the world around us. The stories of the Duende, in essence, reflect a universal human trait, the need to make sense of the world around us. This is a world, remember, where not everything can be measured, quantified, or neatly explained by science. The Duende, with their enigmatic existence, embody this realm of the unexplainable, the mysterious, the non-linear. It is a realm that challenges our objective, evidence-based understanding of reality, pushing us into the realm of the subjective, the experiential, the intuitive. In our collective quest to understand, we are often drawn to the boundaries of the known. We peer into the vast expanses of the unknown, trying to illuminate its depths with the torchlight of our curiosity. But mysteries, like the Duende, remind us of the limits of this light. They remind us that we are, fundamentally, creatures of perception, navigating a universe that is infinitely more complex and nuanced than our senses can grasp. Yet, we continue to seek, to question, to wonder. We continue to spin narratives and weave stories, creating a tapestry of understanding that gives shape to our world. We continue to engage with the realm of the mysterious, not because we hope to dispel it, but because we recognize that it is an integral part of our human experience. We are drawn to the unknown, not in spite of its mystery, but because of it. In this sense, the Duende serve as potent reminders of our shared human journey. They are symbols of our collective striving to understand, to make sense of, to find meaning in a universe that often seems indifferent to our existence. They represent our tenacious grip on wonder, our refusal to reduce the world to mere facts and figures, our commitment to the exploration of the ineffable. Perhaps this is why the legend of the Duende, like many mysteries of our world, refuses to die. In an era defined by information overload and the quest for certainty, the Duende provide an essential counterpoint. They remind us of the value of mystery, of the power of the unexplained, of the potency of the unseen. They remind us, above all, that our relationship with the unknown is not one of fear, but of curiosity, respect, and awe. As we journey through our modern world, let's remember this. Let's remember that amidst the concrete and the known, there will always be room for the forest and the unknown. Let's remember that in the heart of every human being, there is a space reserved for mystery, a space where the Duende can dance. Thanks for listening. This has been Cryptid Files. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.